Hey everybody, so it's Sparrow. Welcome back to another special edition episode of Just Say No. It is the Kat Von D edition because if you saw my super controversial opinion video, Kat Von D, in short, Kat Von D has made that annoying argument of I don't care if you're black, white, or neon green, it's about your talent. If you saw my controversial video or if you know where my secret playlist is, you can watch it right now. But that's how I feel about it. But for those of you guys who have decided that you're going to boycott the brand, or if you're like me and you're just going to put it on pause for a while, then this Just Say No is for you. Or if you just need help being convinced out of buying some of the stuff from the new holiday collection, this Just Say No is just for you. So, first things first are the new limited edition Study Kiss lipsticks of some of the shades from the Everlasting lip line. So the three shades that are in the limited edition silver, like gunmetal Study Kiss tubes are Lolita 2, Mother, and Double Dare. They're really pretty nude shades, but I just want to point out that the entirety of the Study Kiss line has shitty reviews. There's a reason you don't see anybody wearing them all the time. Some of the shades that are like unique, like Plan 9, Poe, Neon, and Piaf, which are all shades that are specifically like these, matte glitter shades. They are specifically really great shades that people really like, but the Study Kiss line is notable for having extra dry, extra patchy lipsticks. So it blows my mind that we're all hyped up over this, and I'm just remembering, didn't we all say that this was a shitty line in the first place? Why is everyone so excited? Because it's limited edition. That's why, because it's limited edition. Next up are some of the new Everlasting liquid lip shades. Yes, I love those goddamn lipsticks, but I still gotta do this damn thing. So, the two new shades that are coming up, for sure, we know that Roxy is supposed to be here this year. We know that they're doing that little mini set where you can get Roxy and Plath in those sets. The Everlasting liquid lips are, in fact, one of the controversial items because of the fact that some of the shades, like Lolita, have changed colors over the reformulations. Originally, the brand was not vegan. She transitioned the entire brand into vegan. So the shade Lolita, if you haven't heard, the shade Lolita has had a history of being through at least 3 to 4 different colors. The original release Lolita is one color, and then when it was re-released, it was different in a purpley one. The current one is more brown. That's the one I actually own and wear consistently, is the brown Lolita. A lot of people complain because the purpley one was really interesting colored, and a lot of people like the original one because it was really nice for fair skin tones, and a lot of people actually insult the current one because it's too brown, even though it's really nice for people of color to wear. So you too, it's like a dirty mud brown. It's like where if you wore my foundation, you Oompa Loompa orange. You don't shut the fuck up. I swear. I get mad about shit like that when some people start trying to negatively describe a color just because it doesn't fit their skin tone. Stop doing that. There are discrepancies in some of the shades because shades like Vampira and Damned, which are these deep shades, have terrible problems with being patchy. But shades like Echo, Exorcism, Nosferatu, shades that would surround those in the depth range, are relatively smooth in comparison, which is really weird. Another problem with the Everlasting liquid lipstick line is that the reds are very, very similar. I tried to own all the reds, and I realized Outlaw and Underage Red look so similar to the naked eye, it's ridiculous. Also, Sansa Sangre is fairly brighter. They look so fucking similar that you really question if you needed them all. Which brings in the shade Project Chimps, which is a limited edition for charity shade. A lot of people don't like it because it looks a lot like Underage Red. I've swatched it. I swatched it against some shades I had. It actually it's like a strawberry red. But I know that a lot of people, a lot of us, especially people with C3s, you really do not want to have a lot of the same color going on in your collection. her red collection will feel that way, especially as you get into deeper skin tones, because you can't get all those little nuances as your skin gets deeper. It's gonna be red. So the two new shades are gonna be Plath, which is like a brick brown red, and I'm afraid that and you wonder how much browner does it have to be to not look like Nosferatu, which is spelled weird now. What's going to be the difference between those two? Kat Von D does not post comparisons of her shades unless it's Studied Kiss to Everlasting Liquid Lip. She doesn't compare her reds to other reds in her line, which would have been really fucking helpful. And the other shade that's coming out is Roxy, which is this bright grapey purple. If you are looking for bright grapey purples, there's also some colors from Colored Rain, colors from Dose of Colors. Everyone has those bright grapey purples. A lot of the times, we're just buying stuff because we're brand loyal. Speaking of brand loyalty, when you buy a Kat Von D palette, the Metal Matte is the current one that's coming out for the holiday season, and believe you me when I say I wasn't gonna buy it in the first place, and a lot of people aren't really gonna buy it, and I'm just sitting here like, this is gonna be one of the worst launches you'll ever see for this brand in a while. Besides the canceled shade light blushes that have not had any news about being reformulated, they just got pulled off the shelves and now nothing. They haven't said anything since. The shade light blushes were pulled because of shitty quality, popped up at TJ Maxx's and Marshall's, and hopefully nobody's been dumb enough to go on Instagram and buy it for $20 when that person bought it at Marshall's for $8 and it sold at Sephora for $20. But it's not that. Just don't do that, guys. Just don't fucking do that. Look up things. Make sure that you're double checking. When you buy something from somebody on the internet, make sure you're paying the same amount that you're paying around what they were paying. Don't pay too much. Unless it's limited edition and it's real and there's like receipts and proof and shit, But back to the Metal Matte palette. It is a cool toned pastel palette, and like I said in my controversial video, I really do feel like Kat Von D does make a lot of products that do cater to her kind of skin tone, so there's a lot of pastels and a lot of cooler toned shadows in her line that don't really work with people like me I'm a neutral warm kind of color. I have these ruddy red brown undertones that tell you that I cannot wear pastel shades because they just come off chalky. This Metal Matte palette was a hard pass for me as soon as I saw the colors. Honestly, as soon as I saw that layout though, that layout was ugly, okay? I'm just gonna be real. That is an ugly ass layout. But the palette, it was already a hard pass for me before I even saw the colors. But once I saw the colors, I was definitely like, this is a no. But just to be clear, metallic shadows, these heavy metallic shadows, the last one that she just released that had shadows like that was the Serpentina palette. Beautiful jewel tone shadows. But as you swatch through them, I went to Sephora, I swatched through them, they were no transition shades. Basically, unless you love making colorful looks, that palette needed a supplementary palette, which I guess if you buy Kat Von D, it's assumed that you should have the shade light palette and eye palette, and then you go into everything else and work with that. But I don't work like that, so that's not my job. But that palette, it had similar types of shadows. The mattes were fine. The shimmers are really kind of they were not the greatest. The metallics, they kind of they're chunky and they don't apply well, and apparently with brushes and stuff, and a lot of people just were really upset with them. And you don't see a lot of people really talking about it now after the hype has died down, which really tells you that maybe this is not a good idea to purchase. Because here's the thing, good shit will sell out, but it'll pop up. But if it's really not that great and it was all hyped up, it will pop up on the Makeup Exchange. I promise you that. Don't worry about limited edition stuff. Expect like the peach palette from Too Faced. That thing sold out, and they're like, oh, we're bringing it back. And now everyone's just like, it's the worst. Now y'all say it's the worst after everybody done had they hype and lost their damn minds trying to buy it for $49. Now it's the worst. Speaking of Kat Von D and Too Faced, remember how I told you guys about the collab that they're doing, the Kat Von D or Hearts Too Faced, or Too Faced Hearts Kat Von D collab palettes. I don't know if you're supposed to buy them separately or together. Either way, it's gonna kind of suck for you, because I told you guys both sides are kind of the most boring shades from the brands. I mean, legitimately, I feel like both of them missed the mark when they could have made this palette. They both could have put out like their best fucking shades. They could have put out literally the shades that their brands are known for, and they didn't, which is depressing. But focusing on the Kat Von D side, in the mini sets, you're either getting her tattoo liner, or you're getting minis of her liquid lips, and it looks like one of the red shades. If it's Vampira, we're gonna have a motherfucking problem, because again, it's a mini of one of the worst shades in her line. Vampira has been reformulated and still has problems. Damned has not even been reformulated, it's new and it has problems. So you gotta really take that into account before you go buying that kind of stuff. And then the palette is like this weird, it looks like the Kat Von D Shade Light Smoke Quad. It looks like the Smoke Quad, but with a bright red. And I'm just sitting here, choices. She always picks cool tone, grays, and then Too Faced picked like more browns, and it's not working, Kat. It's not working right now. But seriously, you guys, this is, if there was ever a time to take a step back from Kat Von D's line, now is a good time. Unless you're trying to find out if that new foundation, the new shades of the Kat Von D Lacquer Foundation are your shade. Otherwise, this is an amazing time to step down from that brand, to take 2 steps back and say, we'll see you when you get your shit to get your life together, okay? We're still waiting. Remember the matte metallic shades in the shade Televator, which I was like, oh my god, that's so pretty. I posted it twice to remember. It took me forever to scroll back to find it, and I'm still gonna have to go find it again. What happened to Televator, Kat? What happened to Televator? What happened to our metallic? Like they were supposed to go with the metallic crush eyeshadows. Those things are, by the way, those things are $21 eyeshadows. A single. They're big ass pans. They look like the Makeup Forever ones, but the Makeup Forever ones are, I don't think they're $21, but they're humongous and they're so expensive. And one shade was delayed. Why did Dose come in after the rest of the 11 shades? What the fuck was going on here? Her launches are questionable, but you know, if you like her brand or you are easily sucked in by hype, you will ignore it. But personally, I'll buy my shit because I like the product, but I still ask my damn questions, like what the fuck was going on here, you know? Don't think that I just ignore what brands do for makeup. I see it. It's just, if it's not that big of a deal, then I'm not gonna say nothing. But that's something I did need to bring up during this video. Like, where did you come from? You're pretty Ashley. Where the fuck did you come from, though? So definitely, if there was ever a time to take your break from Kat Von D after you swatch that new foundation and see if that's your shade. By the way, black girls, if you still don't find your shade in Kat Von D, proceed to this. We will all proceed to the spamming of her page. If you release another motherfucking white shade, we all gonna have the problem. This is not a threat. This is a promise. Release more dark shades. I should not have to wear the wrong shade, and then now you've released these new ones. If I don't find my correct shade, I have to assume that you don't give a fuck about people of my color. And girls who are even deeper than me, like Jackie Anna is a lovely rich color, like especially her summer color. People who are darker than her up until like Lupita Nyong'o, they all are just left out. They have to mix. And then Lupita is like a Lupita kind of color, and then anyone darker than her. But I will say that most of the time, any girl darker than her, they're specialty buying their makeup anyway, and they shouldn't have to. But most brands aren't really finding them. Just where are all of our colors, Kat? Where are your African American consultants who are like, we probably need more shades, Kat? Also, can I have a new tattoo? Just like, where are your consultants? Where are these people? Where are the black voices in your company, not your make artistry teams, not your social media marketing teams. Where are those people who are actually telling you what products to make? Where are you going to get your marketing research? Those people, somebody should be telling you to add darker shades to your line. Yes, there are some pale girls who couldn't find their shade. However, Marc Jacobs apparently got them covered. Come back to us, Kat. I know that you're into you and everything, and goths tend to be pale and wear shade up. No, girl. I need my matte foundation to match. I'll powder up and then we'll be cool, okay? But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Just So You Know. If you like this series, you should probably leave a like. Go watch the other ones. There's an entire playlist on my channel. If you subscribe to me, you'll see them every time they pop up, usually on Saturdays, because it's a Just So You Know Saturday kind of thing. If you have some kind of feeling or thought about Kat Von D, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. We can have a discussion. Please no belittling language. I mean, if you say something smart, I'm gonna say something smart back. Let's just not get into that, okay? So it's just, let's have a conversation, a discussion, not an argument. Down in the comments if you want to talk about this kind of stuff. That's totally cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever the fuck time you are watching this, okay? Bye!